Hi, for today's topic I want to talk about Affinity for UI. So I've been working on a UI kit for the past days, and I have one last screen that I want to be done using the elements I created. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can use Affinity for UI, what makes it possible basically, and also the limitations that you are probably going to find. So in terms of tools and preferences, you have a good snapping tool. You can change your units to pixels and points. You can export your vectors as SVG. You have proper information to integrate your effects in CSS. And you have artboards for quicker export. You can also export as PSD. However, depending on your techniques, you may want to check your file before sending it. Some clipping masks and effects can be impacted by the way Affinity layers act as clipping masks. So those parts will look very, very different on Photoshop. They will have a Photoshop clipping mask, of course. And some effects that cannot be translated into Photoshop effects will be rasterized. So make sure to check your file before sending it to anyone. What may also stop you or block you from using Affinity is, of course, your co-workers' requirements. If a designer or a developer needs to navigate through your file, they need to be able to open it, of course. So you can either export as PSD or introduce them simply to Affinity. Some developers use PNG to work with, so this is also an option. Export simply a PSD of your mockups. What I usually do in that case is that I also export a PNG that includes all the measurements on it so that it's easier to work with, and also export all the elements that they might need. And if I need to deliver a source, what I do is going to sound complicated, but it's actually quite simple. I do my drafts on Affinity all the time because I'm quicker on this software than I am on any other. And I would create my vector elements either on Affinity or on Illustrator. I would do my bitmap work that can't be done on Affinity on either Affinity Photo or Photoshop. If I need to use the magic wand or the select brush, I would do that in Photoshop because it doesn't feel very reliable or mature on Affinity Photo yet. At least that's my opinion. And what I do with all that is that I assemble it on Sketch. Simple. Of course, this may change in the future as Affinity is growing on the market, but it's not an industry standard just yet. So make sure to sync up with your team before starting any big project. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. And also, if you have opinions on what I just said, if you have different suggestions, if you see other limitations, please let me know in the comment section. That can be really interesting to talk about and also very interesting for other people to see. All right, have a great day.